Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, or welcome back if you've been here before. My name is Liz and this is Let's Get Lizicle, where we do everything card making. And today I'm introducing my happy birthday die. It's a standalone die, but it does kind of coordinate with the stamp set that I have. It's the exact same happy birthday as the largest sentiment in the stamp set, and I just kind of blew it up a bit bigger and made it into a die because I thought that that would be like good. I needed more happy birthday dies in my collection, so I decided to make my own. So we're gonna be making 2 cards today just because this is very quick and simple. I did one example off screen just for the sentiment, and then this one I am ink blending the shadow layer in rainbow colors, and then I'm going to put the white text on top of it. The eye on the birthday is very small, so make sure you don't lose that when you're die cutting it. And it's also very subtly candle flame. I made it into like a little bit of a teardrop shape. So I did color it yellow on the one with the black background that I did, and I'm going to do that on this one as well, just to kind of like reiterate that the eye is supposed to be a bit of a like a birthday candle. It's the same on the stamp set as well, but again, because it's smaller than this one, it's even like more subtle. But the beauty is all in the details, of course. But anyway, I'm going to glue on these letters. The happy, I kept the letters separate. I know some people don't like it when they're separate. It's more time consuming to obviously put them all down, but I wanted you guys to be able to cut them in different colors and like do like a die cut happy in like the different rainbow colors or whatever color combination you wanted to do. And I don't like it when sentiments are forcefully like put together. So like sometimes they'll like attach like a little line along the bottom or something just to like keep the letters together. I don't like that. If it's scripty, it makes sense because it should be together. But if it's big, bold letters like this, like I want to keep it separate. And again, like if it's scripty, it's going to be together. So I like the mixture of the big, bold and the scripty font on this, but I did want to keep that happy in the separate letters for sure. The birthday is all connected except for the tittle on the eye, which is again like a little teardrop shape for candle flame. So what I usually do is I glue down one layer just to get the placement, and then I'll glue down the second layer directly on top of that instead of gluing all the layers together and then gluing them all to this. It just helps with alignment for me, and especially with like scripty fonts, because sometimes they get a little bit of stretched out when you pull them out of their dies, so you kind of need to like squish them back into place a little bit. And then right now what I'm doing is I'm using my poke tool to go around the edges just to get rid of any extra glue. And also, if you have those little like paper bits, it makes it look fuzzy from your die cutting plates, then you can kind of like scrape them very gently off and just kind of like blow or dust them off like with like a cloth or something. Mine does it quite often just because my machine is well loved. I did actually get a cutting plate from a friend, and I got one myself, but because I ordered the scrapbook.com ones, but my machine is like 1/8 of an inch smaller than those plates. I'm gonna see if I can cut them down somehow, but right now they don't fit my machine, so I can't even use new ones. So I might just have to order the correct size. I know they do have one specifically for Cuddlebugs, because Cuddlebugs, again, it's like 1/8 of an inch, but it like literally will not go through my machine. It's so annoying. And I ordered the magnetic mat to go in because I was like, oh, this is a great idea, right? But like I guess I ordered the wrong one because the one I have is like 6.125 inches wide, whereas I need the 6-inch wide one. It does like look like there's space in my machine when I run it through, but like when I try to put through the bigger one, it just doesn't work. It's annoying. Anyway, and then the friend that sent me the other one was the Christmas edition one, and I also can't use that one. So again, I'm going to see if I could try to cut these down somehow and make them fit in my machine, and if I can't, I'll just have to reorder them. But thank you so much. I'll be doing a haul video next week because I have a lot of stuff. All of my things are finally in, which I'm very excited about. I did cheat with the Simon box and opened everything, and it's a great box, actually. I'm really loving what was in it, so I am very excited to show you guys what I got in my Simon surprise box. But anyway, back to this card. We are working on our own pattern paper background. I'm using all of the balloon shapes, and I decided to do each shape in a different color. So the hearts I did with the watermelon, the stars with the sunbeam, the oval standard ones in the fairway, the the tall skinny one was in the fairway. The standard balloon shape is in cadet, and then the purple one was the round one. I don't remember which color it was. I think it might be orchid or something, or iris. It's one of those two, I believe. I'll link them down in the description down below either way. Again, I'm using Simon's Positively Saturated inks because these are my favorite inks to use. And then I kind of brought in Mandarin just for these sparkles. I decided to add these into the empty spaces just to help fill it up a bit. I kind of see that I did kind of do my balloons in a linear pattern, which was kind of annoying to me, but it's going to get mostly, covered by the sentiment here, and then it's not really that noticeable. If I wanted to, I probably could have done like a turnabout background or something, keep it more even. When I sketched out the idea, I did have them a bit more spaced together, but as I was doing it, I was like, oh, I can overlap the lines, and then it just got a little bit busier than I wanted, but I'm not hating on it. I do like the way that this card turned out. It's really cute, simple, quick and easy to put together, and the only thing that probably takes time is just the background, just stamping all those. And then the sentiment, again, takes a little bit of time to assemble, but it doesn't take that long, like a couple minutes. And now we're moving on to the second card, and I want to ink blend a rainbow panel for this one. Again, we're keeping this one quick and simple. I was originally going to do an emboss resist on this, but I kept forgetting I was going to do that. So I do try doing like a water lifting technique, which didn't work out as well as I wanted. So I do end up heat embossing balloons on top of this panel after, which you'll see. But for now, I'm just ink blending the three colors I used earlier for the backdrop of the happy birthday sentiment. I decided just not to throw in those extra middle colors because it's not really needed. As long as you have like a pink, yellow, and blue, or red, yellow, and blue, you can blend your rainbow no problem. I'm using Amy R's trick of starting with the yellow in the middle and then blending the other two colors. That way my yellow tools don't get dirty, and I can kind of figure out where the middle is, because you want to make sure you're ink blending in the middle and then above that and below that so that you can mix your oranges and greens. If you want to add purple to the bottom, you can always ink blend the pink or red over the blue, but I usually skip purple. Purple's not my favorite color, and I don't mind leaving it out of the rainbow, Some people do mind, but I don't. I think also having just the 5 colors instead of the 6 obviously works a bit better if you're going with that, odds look more pleasing to the eye kind of thing. So yeah, I usually skip purple, if anything. But yeah, so right now I'm trying to make my own like water pad, I guess, with my microfiber cloth. I just sprayed a bunch of water onto it, and I'm just stamping the balloon into it. Again, these colors are lighter, so it did work a little bit. It was very subtle. You probably want to stamp it multiple times in one place, but because I wasn't using my Misty, it was going to be too hard to do that. And then I was like, maybe I can throw on some embossing powder, because I've done techniques where you splatter water on your background and then use embossing powder on that, and the embossing powder sticks to the water, but for some reason it was resisting in those areas and not the other areas, which didn't make sense to me. I'm still trying to figure that one out. But I ended up just using my anti-static powder tool over the whole panel and then just putting on clear embossing ink, and then I'm just gonna do the embossing on top, which is fine. You can do it either way. You can do it before or after. After is kind of better in a sense, I think, because sometimes when you heat emboss and you do the resist technique, I find that sometimes certain colors might still dye the embossing powder just like a little bit. Like, it doesn't go bright white necessarily all the time for me, so I like to do it after in some cases. And these ones weren't perfect either because I just like hand stamped them with a block instead of doing it in my Misty, but it's fine. I'm like not worried that some of them look a little distressed or whatever, especially that one in the top left corner. So I'm just gonna leave it and glue it onto my panel. It just does add a little bit more interest to this panel and adds to that like happy birthday sentiment. And then once that's done, I'm gonna glue this down and then add a few more little sparkle stamps in the background just as a little accent, which I love. These little sparkles I'm probably going to make a sky background with at some point in time too, like a night sky. I think it would be super fun to like heat emboss those in a background and maybe try that splatter technique with the water, so you might see that in the future, so stay tuned for that. Again, these products will be available January 20th at noon, and I will have the links and description up later because I'm going to put these up on my website later today. But they will not be available for purchase until noon on January 20th, 2025. But that's it for today, guys. Thanks again for joining me. I'll have a bonus video again tomorrow, which will be fun, and then we can get back into our regular scheduled programs for the rest of the week and the month and whatnot. My next launch won't be for a bit. It's probably going to be a little bit more sporadic than I was thinking originally, but we'll just see how it goes and go from there. So until next time, thanks guys. Bye.